Hey folks, Ryan here. I know it's been a little while since I posted a video, so I figured I'd make it up to you with something extra special. I have with us today a brand new Moto 360. It's the latest Android smartwatch from Motorola, and we're going to do a quick unboxing. So let's open this thing up and see what we got. The Motorola just came out this past week, and I picked this one up at Best Buy for the low price of $249.99. That's US. And they did a really quiet midnight launch, and it was really hard to get your hands on it. Launch day, sold out immediately just about anywhere you went. But I lucked out and I found this at our local Best Buy. And it was the second to last one they had on the shelf. Luckily, it's in the color that I wanted. It's offered in two different colors. Either this nice slate gray, silver, or pure black. Pretty minimal packaging. Just sits right in there. Got its own little foam insert to keep the shape of the band. And there you have it. So it looks like on the side here we got a microphone. Nothing on the top. Nothing on the bottom. On the right side we have our little crown. And the screen. So I believe these guys have a sapphire crystal cover, which is very hard, and it's usually what people recommend on having as a cover on wristwatches. If they get worn every day, they're likely to get bumped and scratched, and the sapphire is really resilient. They say it's the second hardest substance next to diamond, so it's nice to see that on the watch. The silver bezel has this nice slate gray leather band, really supple suede leather on top, suede on the bottom here. You can read that. Genuine leather. Pretty solid steel clasp here also. Looks like just about any other watch band. No fancy stitching on it. Looks like it's all just been punched out, but it's still got a very nice feel. Very supple leather to it. So, weight-wise, this thing doesn't weigh anything. Comparing it to the chronograph I got on right now, this is definitely heavier. Granted, it has a metal bracelet attached to it, but I'd wager just the watch itself is a whole lot heavier on this guy than it is here. Size-wise, you can see they're pretty much on par. About the same height. And about the same diameter. So I wouldn't say, a lot of people are saying it's a really big watch, and I wonder if these people are just used to not wearing a watch and they have no idea how big typical watches are. Men's watches typically run fairly large these days. In comparison, this is about average, if not a little on the small side, compared to some larger watches like Invicta's or Tag Heuer or anything else like that. Some of those fashion brands, they can get really huge. This feels like a nice, good size. Just slide it on here. Now, I've got fairly small wrists, 6.5 inches. Fits on there fairly nicely. Plenty of room left, plenty of notches to go through. I'm about halfway through the band. So I'd say this is a good one-size-fits-all band if you got really tiny wrists, let's say 5 inches. So for the ladies out there, if you got small wrists, this should be good. For men with larger wrists, looks like this should be able to hold up to 7.5, maybe even an 8-inch wrist. So you should be okay with that. Let's see what else came in the box here. We've got a little foam insert. Inside, Let's see. On the left here, looks like we've got a wall charger. Terminates in a standard micro USB. If that'll focus there. So a regular AC adapter. On the right side, very nice. It's got a little inductive charger. This is what that AC adapter will plug into. There's the micro USB connection. Let's see. Not too sure what the amperage is on this thing, or if it's supposed to be a quick charge or just a nice trickle. There's some of that information there. So output 5 volts, 550 milliamps. Pretty weak by phone standards. You figure a high-end fast charger is going to be about 2 amps. So 550 milliamps, about a quarter of that. But for the watch, it probably should be just fine. Here's some of the writing on the bottom of the charger here. There you go. And the watch just sits on it. Just like any other inductive charger, you don't need to plug anything into the watch itself. It'll just rest in its little cradle here. And that's all you got to do. Place it on there, and it'll start charging. Let's see if this thing came with a charge right out of the box. So holding in the crown for about 5 seconds, I felt a little vibe, little pulse as it woke up. You see a nice Motorola logo, some little mechanical watch works on the inside. Very fun looking startup animation. And it's on. So I'm outside right now. This watch has an ambient light detector, so it should be able to adjust to the brightest setting possible to compensate for the ambient light. So I got to install Android Wear on my phone, and I got my Nexus 5 here. Let's go and look up Android Wear. Oops. So imagine Android Wear is a little companion app. Goes with the watch. Let's install that. Sure thing. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to install Android Connect, or Moto Connect rather, which is a companion app for the Moto itself. I was reading a review this morning that the Motorola Connect app will allow you to customize the watch faces and do a couple other fun things with the watch. Personalize it a bit more to your style, change some of the highlight colors, face styles, hand styles, fonts, etc. So we've got those 2 apps installing right now. Let's see if Motorola's got it. There it goes. So we got Android Wear. Let's get it set up. Sure, the first menu here is asking if you want to use Google Now, location, all these other features here. That's the whole point of the watch. So yeah, I accept all of that. And we get to choose our device. That's my Moto. You can see it had the same pairing code on it. There we go. And the screen just dimmed out on the Moto 360. It's one of its battery-saving features. Some of the other Android watches out there right now will keep the screen on the entire day. They also don't have ambient light sensors, so they will stay on no matter what. And with the Motorola, it'll dim after a little while, and then the screen will turn off completely. Reading a couple other reviews about that the past week shows that it's actually pretty handy, and it doesn't really get in the way at all. You think that the watch would be off when you need it to be on, and that's not the case. It tends to be on and ready for you whenever you move your wrist up and going to take any actions like that. Alright. Looks like I need to turn on watch notifications. So let's go to my notification setting. Accept my Android Wear device. And on this side, the Moto is downloading something. I wonder if it's day one firmware updates or software updates of some sort, but it's going through some sort of download process. I don't know how. I didn't tell it to get onto any Wi-Fi connection. I can only imagine it's synced up with my phone and using whatever connection my phone has available, whether it's Wi-Fi or 3G, LTE, you name it. Download bar is definitely progressing there, although it just faded out on us. Give it a tap, bring it back in. And so this guy says we're all done. Says look at the watch to start figuring things out. And looks like with the Android Wear app you can choose which apps are responsible for what functions on the watch. So I only have one clock on here, so it's going to use the Android default clock. Same thing with stopwatch and those other ones. Navigation. Let's see. Oh. Looks like I might not have all the apps it's looking for. So I might have to download some more things to get my phone to work nicely with the watch, but that's fine. Let's take a browse. We'll look at the apps that they recommend. So looks like there's a big mix of apps in here. Not too sure why these are recommended apps or what makes them special. I don't know if they have special Android Wear component apps that run on the wearable, your watch, or if these are just partners of some sort with Google and Android to make them recommended. We can take a look at those later. And this is still downloading. Let's just wait for this to finish up, and then we can take a quick tour through the watch itself. Alright, so here we are, almost done downloading. Oh, just finished up, and nice message, charge your battery. Kind of figured. I wonder if it's rolling back any changes because there wasn't enough battery. And shut down on me. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to have to let this thing charge up for a little bit before we can explore any more. I might save that for a second video. This is enough right now just for an unboxing. You get a quick glance at the watch, the hardware. I did notice that on the back here there's another protective film, but also, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a little cluster of sensors on the back. That's your heart rate monitor, right in there. And in the very middle of it, I believe, is where the green LED will shine to help figure out your heart rate. It looks like whatever diode's in the center there is a little bit misaligned. Not too sure if that's a big deal or not, or if it's supposed to be that way. Like I said, I'll give this a bit of a wear test and post a longer video later. This is really just to unbox and get a first-hand look. So this is the Moto 360 by Motorola. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and keep an eye out for future videos and a more detailed review for the watch. Thanks for watching.